Alrighty, Roo, and Cuckoo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. We're back to this, where he's like, say what? Say what? One more time. You know, and all that. And I've got to choose, and I didn't choose before. Realistically, I'm not on Sophie's side, because she hasn't really done that much for me. And I'm not really on his side, even though he seems pretty cool. I'm gonna say they're both acting like children. Like, seriously, there's bigger things that are about to happen. Let's get this shit together, guys. You're both acting like children. You need to put your differences aside and see the other's point of view. Both Sophie and Torque glare at you. No powers, just their personas are enough to make you feel like you prefer to be anywhere else but here. Wow, that seemed like a deja vu moment. Like, oh yeah, no powers. You just prefer to be just their personas. Who the fuck do you think? This motherfucker! Damn, that sucks. Who the fuck do you think you are? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. There's only one child here, Tobias. You're their patron, Langley. What does that tell us? What are you implying, you insolent? Shots break the front windows. That's what I said! God damn it. Shots break the front windows and a flash bang goes off in the room, changing the bar into a space of white light and ringing noise. You feel somebody tugging at your back and are thrown behind the bar. More shots ring out. Bottles break, TV shatters into pieces, the wooden bar splinters. Your sight comes back, but you think you've gone deaf, because suddenly the room is silent. You see Torque beside you, and Marty, the bartender, bleeding out on the floor. You look over the bar. Fuck, you shot the bartender? Dude, that's against the rules. Like, that's like against the rules in so many ways. Unless the bartender shoots first, you don't shoot the bartender. The bartender pulls a gun and tells you to get the fuck out, and that's how it works. Or whatever. You don't shoot the bartender. Like, Sophie is standing there, her dress partially tattered, a visible hole in her leg. She is like a heart of a supernova, entrancing, unavoidable, beautiful, and terrifying. Oh my god, she's become the terrible queen from Lord of the Rings. In front of her are 8 operatives looking like a private military force just standing there, paralyzed by Sophie's magnificence. That right there is fucking horrifying. Like, she's like, boom, cat. Like, everybody else is like, get down, just get down, fucking, just fucking what? And then she's just like, turns around, annoyed, and just, she's obviously got like a chunk of her gone, and stuff is happening, and she just looks at them, and her power is so much that they just are like, it's so beautiful, and they just can't, and they're just standing there like, I feel like this is a trap, boss. I feel like we made a mistake. Torque, you still there? Yeah. Would you kindly show your guests some hospitality? Aw, you guys are playing nice together. I'm bringing people together. Sure thing. Again, this is your place, but she's like, I'm gonna hold them in a weird place, and if I start fucking their shit up, they're probably gonna sort of break out of it. That's kind of how that works. But I can sit here and you can, well, have your fun. The Anarch is gone in a blink of an eye, and he reappears next to one of the soldiers. armor-clad operative's head disappears in a puff of blood and bone. I'm just thinking like Quicksilver, like he just sort of dun 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 dun. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing I'd like to do is to turn your brain and your head into a bloody bone stew and send it away. The same thing happens the second, Jesus, and the third. So you hear the radios go off on the other shoulder, and the panic voices, please wake up! The fourth head pops, the fifth. Well, you guys make a really good team. It makes me sad that you don't work together. Because, like, from my perspective, I'd be like, ow, I'm hungry and I got shot, or I'm pulled over here, and she just stands there, like, just glowing, just like a fucking angel, just, instead of do not be afraid, definitely do be afraid, but be in awe. And they're just, like, looking like bugs at a bug zapper, and she quietly turns away and says, hey, do you mind, you know? And he's like, gladly, and he just, like, he's popping balloons, you know, just like, but instead of a needle in their balloons, it's him punching or clawing or something, and they're just like an anime, just, you know, fucking Akira shit, just plat, 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 plat. Like, they finally realize what's happening, but it's too late. The sixth man is beheaded by what you now see is just a Torque's bare fist. Yeah, he's just Falcon Punch! Torque stops by the seventh man, rips something off his neck and bites down. Sophie walks over to the last man and has him kneel in front of her before biting his paw. That's how you fucking do it. Take notes, Tamika. Feed when possible. You know, use your powers and then refill your gauge. Man, it's stupid to just be like, let's just kill. We don't have time. It's like, no. There's time for a little snack, you know? They're Lunchables. On your right, a man emerges in full body armor from the back door, raising his assault rifle. What the fuck? I'm gonna take some time and take the effort. With a rush of speed, you take a hold of the soldier's gun. He's too surprised to hold on to it. You turn it on him and shout the first thing that comes to your mind. Leroy Jenkins! Or Wolverine! Or this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world. Blow a man's head clean off. Or say hello, Private Pile, or some shit like that. I don't know. On the ground now. Oh wow, I didn't even kill him? Combat knife crashes through the soldier's body. Yep, nope. Yep, he's already, nope, it's already done. He mouths something under his breath. You can't, yep, nope. A combat knife crashes through the soldier's visor into his skull. You turn around. Torque is grinning. He mouths something under his breath. You can hear the exact words. I thought Torque said that maybe he said it was his child that got killed, but I thought I said it was his sire. But it would make more sense that it was his child and then it was Mia's sire. You know, that makes more sense. And maybe he's just like, you smell that? That's the smell of napalm. Smells like, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Smells like victory. Still got it. No, you guys are a great fucking team. Like, if I were a vampire that had been a vampire for literally 16 days, I'd be like, well, I was gonna say it's shake and bake and I helped, but I barely did. I was gonna, like, why did I not shoot him or do something? You know, but still, alright, whatever. You guys just... She held them all still, and he just popped them like fucking balloons. And then stabbed that guy in the face. Okay, yeah, no, you still got it, obviously. It's not like, oh, you get old and it stops working or something. Does it? But, yeah, okay. Langley? Sophie wipes her mouth of the blood and looks at him. That meeting still an item? I mean, I feel like this definitely fuck. I didn't get to feed at all. Everybody, both of you got to eat, and I didn't get to eat nothing. Guys are dicks. Yes. I'll take it. Yay, I'm bringing people together. Splendid. Torque walks behind the bar and checks on the bartender. You see an anarch open his own wrist and feed the blood to the wounded man. Wait. Oh, so the bartender's a vampire? Or is he... Oh, he's a ghoul. He's a ghoul. Drink up, Marty. It'll make you feel better. Get the hell out of here and wait for Mia. She's coming, and she'll know what to do. So she's not even here. That's weird. Don't you think that's weird? I feel like that's weird. Torque. Yeah, coming. Take the back door. Tobias, come on. You slink back into an alley behind the bar, leaving 10 bodies and one grievously wounded ghoul behind. Nobody stops you from circling around the block and finding your way to Sophie's car. He was grievously wounded. If he got some blood from a vampire, he should be okay. Ghouls can't, to my understanding, feed from humans and like really benefit from it. They have to feed from vampires, and ideally they're vampire. You know, they could feed from other vampires, but there's the whole bloodbound thing, and like, yeah, you totally could if you need to or have to or are told to, but it's not one of those things they want to mess with, because I'm not sure what happens if a single individual is bloodbound by two characters or two different, you know, especially if they're opposing forces. But I don't get to eat nothing. Gregory drives away casually as if this was just another late night drive and not the crowning of a desperate, complicated evening. Motherfucker, this is another goddamn Tuesday. Sense of irony is just overwhelming. The place where Sophie brought Torque turns out to be the very same apartment in which you were embraced. Ow. Did you get rid of the body? Right? The body's gone, right? That is a bit full circle. Almost in a way that makes it very contrived. Or maybe this is just how things are done, and it does not. That wouldn't make my character feel happy. I'd be like, why here of all places? Is this place safer? It shouldn't be. The way she explains it, the vampire who owned it left the city a few years ago and gave away the spirit keys to a few trusted compatriots. It's been used sporadically since. Yeah. It sounds like somebody died and everybody involved got something. But even as what are they called? Like a timeshare? Not really the smartest situation either. Fancy. So it doesn't seem like he's been there, which is weird. So you guys must have parted ways prior. You like it? It always felt too modern for my taste, but what's important is that it's secure. Secure enough for me to literally turn and eat a person and end them, and then that get all taken care of, because that sucks. Because what makes me feel the worst about that is it's that it's not that she was clearly like a runaway or something, or that she was emo or cute or anything. It says she was like open to it, like she knew. She knew and accepted it. And my fucking just turning ass just sucked the life out of her, and that is not what she signed up for. So I want to know her story, and that makes me sad. Because, like, dude, she was down. You didn't have to fight. You didn't have to struggle. You didn't have to, you know? You didn't have to kill her. If there were, like, two, you know, you could have, like, hit one, then hit the other, and they'd both probably be okay. They might need hospitalization, but they'd live. Instead of it being like, I killed that person without even thinking about it because I couldn't stop myself. That sucks. As long as nobody followed your car here or the fledgling, trouble follows this one wherever they go. You know what? I feel like that's fair, but I only go where I'm told to go, and honestly, Sophie told me where to go, including meeting you. So, like, all of this is I'm basically just following orders, man. Even if that's the case, we have very little time to conduct our business here anyway, and we'll be leaving soon, I hope. So let's begin. It's better be worth all the trouble. Finally, I'm just gonna stay silent and let you guys do your thing. Look at Sophie, excited. Finally, you will learn what it is you've been working towards for more than a week. What it is that Kaiser wanted you to participate in. I have it on good authority that Boss Callahan is bloodbound to Prince... That makes a lot of sense. Bloodbound to Prince Panhard. Fork sucks air in loudly. That's an accusation and a half there, Langley. Got proof? It is, because it's like, oh wow, the Anarch Baron is bloodbound to, you know, the prince, the Camarilla prince. That's no small accusation. No, but we're just a boat ride away from getting it. What's that supposed to mean? Tobias, the address that I procured from Kaiser was the meeting spot for Panhard's and the Baron's regular sharing of blood and other bodily fluids, if the rumors are true. Really? Okay. Alright. Wait, Kaiser knew about this? Kaiser knows about probably everything. I just didn't expect him to help me. Is there anything that insufferable clump of dead skin doesn't know in this city? He knows things, but he only shares them if you pay. Neither the Prince nor Callahan can touch him. He's too useful. That's how, like, that's, okay, at least they're right about that. In this particular case, they didn't treat the other Nosferatu that way, but this one, at least. The Nosferatu are looked upon as, oh, blah, 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 they're so disgusting. Ew, wow, sewer rats, meh, 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 meh. But also, they're the eyes and ears of the Camarilla. Not because they really are employed as such. It's more like Camarilla pays, Camarilla protects, Camarilla does this. Like, you don't have, like, as a clan, they don't just serve whoever's in charge. But as individuals, as a sort of capitalistic sort of thing, they do what's in their best interest. You don't have to have all the Nosferatu, you just have to have ones that will do things when you ask. And there's many, so you could just ask for one, like it's basically like a pay scale. It's like, this one is what I would pay for this. This is what I need for this. It's like, and yeah, they definitely talk between each other, but, and use that against you, and you know that. But you give them as little evidence of it as possible, and you know that they can prove it anyway, and that's sort of it. So Kaiser knows you wanted the address. Well, duh, that's what you were paying for. Aren't you afraid Kaiser would betray you? Or Kaiser said saving me was in his interest? Saving me was in his interest because of you. I'm more afraid of Kaiser betraying you. Aren't you afraid this is some kind of trap? Maybe they know will be coming because Kaiser told them? I considered this might be the case. If that's what happened, then it's already done, and it's an ever-present risk. But if it hasn't stopped me thus far, it won't now. She's like, either it would already be a problem, and maybe has been. You know, we did just, I don't know, kill like a bunch of SI. But, you know, whatever. I don't like that he's involved, but then again, hold on. But then again, I've been in this city long enough to know he's usually involved in some way. What's the address he gave you? That I had to do extra work for, even though it wasn't that big a deal. I just had to remember what to say and get some wine. But it's like, just dealing with him is such an annoyance. They meet regularly on Ellis Island. In fact, their next scheduled meeting starts in around... Where are we and how are we going to get there, regardless of traffic? New York is not a small place. Are you Spider-Man? You gonna just fucking swing there? Because even Spider-Man takes a second to get there. He can travel at a number of different speeds, but that's not super close. Hot damn, I'm guessing you want to crash that meeting. Why? So you can see the proof for yourself, so that I can make sure too, and so that I have an extra pair of eyes to Panhard to consider when my ultimatum, when I present to her my ultimatum. The prince must abandon her seat and leave New York City. She can go wherever she pleases, but if she stays, the entire court will know. The next print might not look too favorably on her past. Very Toreador. Although, I don't know what Panhard is. Is Panhard a Ventru, a Bruja, like, I don't know, a Toreador? If they're equal generation, you got a thing, but the thing is, you still got to deal with Callahan. That's you trying to be like, oh, I know your dirty secret isn't enough. No one cares about me. No one cares about this anarch guy that's your child. And honestly, if you couldn't do this by yourself, what good are we to help you? You know? It just doesn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion. But sure, whatever. Dealing with the anarchs, especially so closely, is a punishable offense in the Camarilla, as I'm sure you heard. As you have an anarch and this, like the would-be anarch leader in this haven. Cool. And sent me to make the misconnection thing. I know this person, I'm pretty confident, like, I remember that you guys are like sire and child, and just it didn't work out, and that's fine or whatever, but still. So I did. Strokes his beard and looks intently at Sophie. What exactly are you trying to accomplish here? Say you remove Panhard and I even remove Callahan. What then what? Well, I mean, it seems kind of obvious what she wants. You take Callahan's place, she takes Panhard's place. You know? I'm not saying that's exactly how that'll play out, but even if only one of you takes those place, but both of you survive, it's useful. Although very sus from a, you know, social aspect, in the sense that you guys are still, whether or not you've become anarch or not, you're still, you know, child and sire. Even if you don't do that anymore. You guys did just fucking 86, like, 7 SI together. And it was good teamwork and was pretty badass. She just basically was like, "Oi, look over here," and you just like punched off heads. Like, that's fucking scary, but yeah. Torque, did you ever wonder why Callahan is keeping you in check? Because I wondered why the prince condemns anarchs during her visit to Elysium. Doesn't allow the ivory tower to challenge you. It's like, why not? It's like, okay, if the Camarilla is so powerful, why don't we, you know, you already got wrecked, right? Why not finish it off? It's because to finish it off, we'd have to include Callahan. Or he'd have to skip out and then he'd still be part of that. And it's like, it would be weird if he was the only one. It's already weird, but he kind of got away with it. She or they have engineered a status quo not for the good of their sex, but for private gain. They keep us all in line because it lets them hold on to power that much longer. Okay, so she figured out the game. And your goal is what? Make this Cold War turn hot? Not a great plan. You cammies will get your butts kicked out of NYC in no time. She's like, that's why I want you to be cool. Yes, there are a lot of you, but you guys got really fucked up. And we're sort of utterly split up. But you really think it's Panhard that is, like, keeping us here? No. Is it Callahan? No. Callahan's keeping you guys in check. Panhard's keeping us in check. We get rid of them. Who fills in those places? Logically, whoever took them out. And if it's us, then there we go. If you anarchs manage to organize, which I doubt you will, at any rate, it's a risk I'm willing to take. I don't stand alone in this. This entire operation has been years in the making. Torque, I'm offering you a chance to square things with Callahan and level the playing field. If we get rid of these two, we can start on equal footing in the next stage of this Danse Macabre. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce that dance, because that Danse Macabre, I don't know. Aren't you copying the same status quo? Is what I want to say. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that, because it's like, why am I here listening to this? How do I factor in this plan? It's just like, seems kind of like you guys are doing your own thing, the same way as everybody else has. Isn't this copying the same status quo you're hoping to break? Just another Camarilla Anarch agreement to replace the current one? Well, for one, I don't expect to engage in physical congress with Torque or to seal the deal. That is a valid and fair point. However, they are still, if I recall correctly, and I might misremember this, your child. You know, your direct lineage thing. You guys are a great team, but, you know, he kind of went his own way, and that's cool or whatever, and you seem to be, you know, you accept it. But also, it almost seems as though you actually kind of, like, planned that to use it later. Real talk. Not saying that out loud, just a thought. Fair enough. Also, if I understand your intention is just an alliance of convenience, a ceasefire for common